the longest time, Kenyan comedians, especially in our English stand-up comedy scene, we've always been wonderful, excellent joke writers.
There's this guy mwenye anaitwangwa Salvador from UG. I don't think there's anybody who mwenye anampikia kwa stage presence yake.
For you to be a proper comic, you should have both these two components. It's like a Venn diagram. Here we have joke craft, the joke writing, and the stage presence and energy, right? The shaded areas where you want to be.
If you look at watu kama the South African comedians, they are everywhere. Will you say that the job backstage look as it is because of the people who went before them?
For sure. Trevor, opened up the South African comedy scene to the whole world.
Why do you think the cultural way, Kenyan way of doing stand-up comedy and the version of Eric Omondi, his brother Churchill, never hit the global stage?
It was so niche, it was so Kenyan, which is a dope thing. But then you have to push yourself to write universally, to write more broadly. So Churchill was all about, yes, in as much as there's goodwill, I'm putting you on. When I'm funny, come 20. But also, hakuna time ya kubuild your material.
Mkubwa generali field marshal mwenyewe. Mayday, over.
What is going on?
Tumepatwa na janga la kitaifa. Tuma Kaiseri, tuma Kiunjuri. Woi, ita wazima moto. Mambo imeharibika.
Welcome, beautiful people. Welcome to the Laughing Lab Coat. This is version Fungua Roho segment. I am your host, Adam Abdi. So, in Nairobi, karibuni guys. So, on our lineup, it's myself, Dr. Mo, Dr. Imran, Dr. Frida.
Hi, Rania.
And our guest of the day is our boy, our Nairobi city boy, Adam comedian. Karibu, bro.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome, bro.
Shukran sana.
Good to have you on, man.
It's good to be here. Yo, this is a fire podcast setup.
Shukran.
Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah. How have you been?
I've been well, my bro.
The last time tulipatana was, I think, last year. No, not kupatana, but have a podcast shoot. It was like around a year ago.
Last year,
plus,
around June.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've accomplished so much in between then and now. How has it been? How's that journey been?
Dog, it's been we were promoting the last time I was on the pod. We were promoting my show, Go Back to Somalia. Shout outs to you guys for always having my back.
For sure.
It's been. Last year was crazy, in a good way, like really long. I was pushed as a person, as a creative. I performed in Europe for the first time. That was dope. That was fire. Good experience. I got a radio gig,
Man.
Being on radio has always been my dream. I got a radio gig, and it's just been a lot of really. Sometimes you don't when you're in it, right? You're not fully aware of what's happening because you're tunnel vision. You just I have this thing where I can't let myself, or I can't seem to enjoy things when things are happening until I look back. In hindsight, it makes a lot of sense. In retrospect, it's like, oh yeah, I did some really cool things, 3 months ago. But when you're doing it, you're just like constantly going, yo, I need to do the next thing. I need to do the next thing. So yeah, last year was awesome. I'm trying to build onto that momentum, with the shows. The shows have been successful. I'm going back on the road.
Yeah.
UK tour once again. I'm doing a show in wider Europe, Switzerland, France.
You're preparing for a different audience now.
Yes.
Talk to us about that. Like, how do you change that? Today I'm shooting in Nairobi, right? And then like you have a show.
Yeah.
Uko Nairobi, uko na wase wenye una anticipate waone. Like, how does that mentality change? Ama like hizo dynamics ziwakaje ukienda nje? Ni the same ama una applying it to the same? Yo, I'm going for a show. These are my people. I'm just gonna have fun with them. It's just.
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about it in two aspects. There's the creative part and there's the logistics part. The creative part is when you're writing, like every comedian, like a professional comedian, stand up, we have a traveling set. where it's like, this is like the material here is universal, Frida. If I go to Uganda, Zimbabwe, SA, this material is going to cross over. So what you do, you just have to like change a few nuances and context, give it some local context for it to land, right? That's the creative part. You give it context, kidogo. Then you do observational stuff you see over there. The first place I toured outside Nairobi was Kampala. It was awesome. I had my traveling set, which is like
This was also last year.
Ilikuwa
In Kampala.
that was 2024.
2024. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember.
2024. I
You
did
did Mombasa
Kampala.
before that, yeah. You did
2023, I did Mombasa for the first time. It was the first time I performed in Mombasa.
The reception was amazing.
It was awesome. It's crazy. I just, sometimes when it's one of those things where I just like build on the momentum. We sold out Alliance Francaise Nairobi.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm booking. I was so dumb and and ballsy.
Yeah.
I booked Nyali Cinema Screen 5.
Wallahi.
100 seats in Mombasa, new market. We sold out I don't know how we did it. I was riding on this high. Oh, we sold out in Nairobi. Okay, what next?
can do
That was in 2023. Went to Mombasa, sold out Alliance Francaise. Then announced a show in Nairobi for 2024 museum. So after that, we sold out the museum. And I was like, I'm tired of performing in Nairobi. It's that thing for riding the wave and knowing when momentum is on your side, right? I went to Cape Town after the Nairobi show. It's so easy to, to have been like, we did the thing.
Yeah,
When your
that's
boys are gassing you, iko chamber flying, budo ushafanya ile kitu. But then it's like, I want to perform. I want to test myself outside.
You get out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
I was Kampala.
Kampala was awesome, my guy. Creatively it pushed me, because for the longest time, Kenyan comedians, especially in our English stand-up comedy scene, we've always been wonderful, excellent joke writers. From a joke craft perspective, sinu wanoma.
Hakuna msana tufikia.
But then stage presence, my
That
guy,
matters.
that's another thing.
Yeah.
There's
this guy mwenye anaitwangwa Salvador
Yeah.
from UG.
Yeah.
Ni kweli yako. I don't think there's anybody who mwenye anampikia kwa stage presence yake.
Dog.
Oh, the UG guy.
Yeah, you remember that guy? He used to come. No, when it comes to stage.
In UG?
Yes,
Yeah.
when it comes to stage
Stage presence.
Yeah.
And
Kenyans
the aura.
are like kuna venye tulikuwa tunaonekana. Yeah, we have the jokes.
We are laid back. Yeah, that is so
Equally.
true. That is so true. So imagine going there. I did 3 shows in Kampala. So I was headlining all shows, and imagine going after a high energy Ugandan comic. And Ugandans, Africans, we have one thing. In Kenyans, we appreciate the joke craft.
Yeah.
It's like, I can do these jokes well, with a laid back demeanor.
Yeah.
Me with a mic, just talking slow,
Umetulia tu lakini
polite,
una
and guys
babase.
get it. Because Kenyans, we're intellectuals, we're intellectuals. Well, I'm just saying, I'm not saying Ugandans are not intellectuals, but what I'm saying is we appreciate
I get you.
the
You
thought.
the craft.
Yeah, it's like, I see what you did there. I see the callback. I see the
The build-up.
misdirection. You see, we appreciate Ugandans, dog. They're all about value for money.
And loud. You have
I
to be
need
loud.
to see you sweat. You're earning your money, my guy. So me niko pale nje.
You work for your check.
You work for your check. And I say, but we paid. We want to see you sweat, bro. And I was sweating on that stage. Niko pale, and the penultimate comic, the comic before me, is murdering, bro. He's on the stage, stage presence. I'm like, yo, I have to bring it. So I have this. So my thing is for you to be a proper comic, top comedian. You should have both these two components. It's like a Venn diagram. Here we have joke craft, the joke writing, and
The
stage presence and energy. Right, the shaded areas where you want to be.
Yeah.
Right, I went to SA. Now Joburg comedians have their stage presence. They have they can kill with just vibes.
Yeah.
They can talk about, when you look at, because I love trying to deconstruct bits and jokes, trying to get to see where the funny is. Okay, where's the funny here? Joburg comedians will kill with just vibes,
Yes,
my guy.
you remember the guy?
Ndumiso.
Ndumiso.
Oh my
Amazing guy.
Alafu, would you say that their stage, this Joburg stage, has been cooked a bit? because they have like the likes of Trevor Noah who have been there for a while.
Loiso.
Wenye wame
Umeileta.
inua the stage to where it is right now. And like Kenyan, because I'm looking at, I'm not very conversant with Kenyan comedy, but
Like, come
from
on, Churchill used to do these things.
exactly,
You grew
but
up seeing
yeah, but I'm saying not in a global space.
Right.
If you look at watu kama the South African comedians, they are everywhere.
Yeah.
Will you say that the Joburg stage looks as it is because of the people who went before them?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I didn't get to perform in Joburg, but I got to see some of the acts from Joburg. I was in Cape Town. For sure, Trevor, opened up the South African comedy scene to the whole world. Because for the most part, his whole thing was, I'm from South Africa. As a South African, is to do that. He opened the doors for other comedians like my friend Robbie Collins. Shout outs to Robbie. He toured with Dave Chappelle. So when Trevor blew up and went to States,
He became a Pan-Africanist.
yeah.
So-
And so
I think the mixed race thing also added a bit of value.
the mystery.
Yeah, mixed race.
Mixed race
Because
thing.
it was mixed race.
Yes, he was appealing to both the whites and the natives, the Bantus, the blacks, and also the colored. So it did have a bit of, and
Everything.
Trevor is smart. He knows how to play with the cultural nuances. So when Trevor went to, this is like the perfect example of how that happened, like directly. Ile yenye tunaona, Trevor went to States, akakuwa mabishti na kina Chappelle. When Dave Chappelle toured South Africa, he called up Trevor and said, nitumie nani, who do you use when, uki promoters and comedians. So Dave was like, I'm trying to tour SA, who should I take on the road with me? Then Trevor was like, take this kid with you. He's the one I use whenever I'm touring.
And
so that's how Robbie got to tour with
Dave
Dave
Chappelle.
Chappelle.
yeah, with
And-
Loiso Golas in Waterview. Loiso Gola did a thing in the UK.
The Apollo.
The Apollo. Guys are like, there's a lot of dope comedians in SA.
And
I have a very interesting question to ask.
Right.
Why do you think the cultural way, Kenyan way of doing stand-up comedy in the version of Eric Omondi,
Yeah. The
his
Churchill life.
brother, Churchill, never hit the global stage?
I think it's because they're, for the most part, the subject matter, and it was so niche, it was so Kenyan, which is a dope thing. But then you have to push yourself to write universally, to write more broadly, right? You've got to have creative ambition. I got to hang with Daliso Chaponda. He's a Malawian comedian. He's based in the UK now. He was on Britain
Yeah, I think
Got
I saw
Talent.
that.
The
Yeah.
AGT thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
funny dude. We were performing together in Manchester, and so I was like, oh yeah. So he told me, as a comedian, you've got to have creative ambition, right? Challenge yourself to write a joke about Epstein Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Challenge yourself to come up with a transgender bit that's not
Doesn't look
That's-
like a hate speech.
that's gonna and be tactful in the way you land it. Challenge yourself. There's that creative ambition you've got to have, right? And I this is what I felt. I felt like there was a lot of laxity and
Like the Kenyan mindset, they want to evolve.
Yes.
They wanted to get stuck.
well, I wouldn't say evolve,
I-
but having
Touring.
having a Kenyan, when someone decides to be Kenyan, it's not about evolving or not. It's I'd say their choice. Like someone would choose. I want to identify
Now
with
that's
Kenyan.
what he's talking about, creative ambition.
you can
We
do
don't have
both.
it.
Do you think that's why they died
But
down
it's a choice
easily?
to want to do or not.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. If, let's say,
Wait,
I'll give you a very good context. You're a doctor, right?
Yes.
You want to be so good that if a patient comes from South Africa, you will attend to them, right? Same thing applies to comedy.
Though,
Okay, yeah, I
same
get what
thing.
you're saying.
It's the ambition.
Yeah, it's
But
the
my point
ambition.
is,
What-
I'd choose to
Hawezi
only teach
sema-
Kenyans.
I mean, Kayole, I'll be the only doctor for Kayole, and that's
Yeah,
it.
that's your
That's your
choice to
mentality.
have.
Yes.
That's you have agency over what you decide, but that's just a weird choice. It's like sure, we are pro-choice here, but
let me ask
like what
pro-choice.
like why do you? Yeah, because that's your choice. Yeah, you're choosing to treat only Kenyans.
Yes.
It's dope, but it's so limiting. That's what I felt, and I've got to shout out the comedians from the English comedy scene. Language is another aspect, which is because it's so easy for the comedians in the English comedy scene in Kenya to go to other markets and do well, because English is the common,
It's a common
a
language.
universal
basically.
language.
that's the base. So you're building on top of that. Okay, so there's English there. We can add our own
Nuance.
twist and nuances, and how we Kenyans have an accent. It's kind of like say guys when they come here and they're like, yo guys,
When
yeah,
they're
they
doing
talk
so,
about
I
that.
say.
Yeah, but English is there, right? And there's also it's good. It's good. What you're saying is good. You're choosing to perform, for Kenyans. That's beautiful in itself. But also, what about the range? If this person can go to SA, speak the native Bantu languages there and treat those people that are patients, come back to Nairobi and abonga shembeteng and treat wase pale Eastlands, you're a better professional than this other
You're more
person who's just
dynamic, versatile.
Yeah, I think
It's basically like you telling me if Dr. Rain angekuwa na rap gengeton Kiswahili pekee,
Kiswahili pekee.
he
Okay, makes
would
sense.
only be relatable to us.
Yeah.
You understand? It wouldn't be relatable to the vast amount of people who
Adish,
would want to see his skills.
do you think that's why like the comedy Kenyan scene dies down a bit quickly? For lack of a better word, basically, why don't they have that longevity where you're like, we're gonna appreciate you as a comedian? You can do your other things,
yeah.
but we're gonna appreciate you as a comedian. Let me give you a context, like Kina Professor Hamouz. You remember those guys? Sleepy. There was a guy called
Chipukizi.
Karis. He was very funny. I don't know
Yeah.
where he went. I think for them, ama ilikonga tu skits. They were able to just make skits, and then they disappear from the limelight. They come for the Churchill TV thing, and then that's it. Because I felt like without Churchill, ama ilikuwa tu some sort of monopoly. I guess that's
Not really.
uh,
Because Churchill gave a lot of people platforms.
yes.
But you can't carry everybody
True.
for a very long time. Also, as you're answering that question, this is something that I came to understand, not only Kenyan comedy, Kenyan comedians, but also Kenyan content.
Right.
There's a way, remember his
It's
question
very
plus
Kenyan.
mine. No, being very Kenyan is not a problem. The more of Kenyans not identifying with their own.
Oh, yeah. We
Yeah,
have
being
that
being
problem.
colonized
Okay.
so much that Kenyan content is not right. Other content that doesn't look Kenyan
Yeah.
seems more appealing. Do you think that's something that is a problem in
But
Kenya?
that's Adish.
Yeah.
That's a Kenyan thing, no?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think Kenyans love their own.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. But there's also that thing for
Like not
like
supporting
a prophet
you,
is not
accepted
welcomed
in
and
their-
accepted
in their where they're from.
in their own home.
That's a fair point.
There's that validation. I think there's that validation. Kenyans get when a creative or somebody is shown a lot of love elsewhere. It's like, I used to think this person is kind of cool, but now that he went for the NBA All-Stars, whatever, he got invited.
so-
That's the stamp now. That's the stamp of legitimacy. Like, oh, true. It's like, no, I've always been the same, dope comedian this whole time. It only took, for other people to go, send him Norma for you guys. Go, send him Norma. An example, right? Blinky Bill.
Yeah.
He's
That
a
guy.
beast.
and has been here for a while
That's
Yeah.
production.
Yeah, bro. Blinky Bill and selling out my concerts.
outside the
Outside.
country.
But he was on Sway.
He was on
At one
Sway,
point,
he was on
I think he's
Sway.
the only Kenyan who was on Sway.
There's this dude, he has a nice podcast where he interviews creatives from, he's a Cape Townian guy, he's a white dude from Cape Town. He had Blinky Bill. I was like, oh, this is so, because me wananga your stuff, I'm Kenya hapo. I was like, this is so fire, so Blinky Bill, uko nje anapatiwa a lot of love.
Attention than here in Kenya.
Sisi
Mbona
tunafanya
inakuwa hivyo?
nini? Kipchoge is a beast. Kipchoge ukienda kwa malls huko nje ni yeye murals za
Yeah.
Kipchoge.
Dubai.
Do you think
Airport.
also creative policies ndio zimefanya like hakuna support?
Yeah, going back to what Imran was asking, right? we've got to big up Churchill. Churchill was the only industry. There's no industry. There's no stand-up comedy industry in Kenya.
Without it.
There's no industry. Churchill was the only industry. Churchill, who managed to get a TV deal where it was, you're funny
Household.
today, and it was like this.
Yes.
So I'll break it down in two ways. Number one, there's no industry. Churchill was the industry,
Yes.
right? And also, there was no capacity building. There was no like a solid infrastructure to like nurture the talents, right? Churchill is partly to blame for that, right? Because walikuwa na TV deal. They got a TV deal from NTV. Yo, we want you guys to. We want an episode airing every
And he started as-
Weekend,
Sunday and Thursday.
And he
Churchill
started
Row.
as Red Corner first.
Yes,
No,
alipatiwa.
Red Corner ilikuwa kitambo.
Let's talk about Churchill. See, Red Corner, I'm not, not sure how it used to work. But Churchill alipata hii contract. Niaje? Every week, Churchill Row on Thursdays, Churchill Show Sundays.
Sundays, yeah.
Bro, watershed hours, prime time TV from 8 to 9.
Bro, that's
Kila
insane.
Everyone
msee
knew
alikuwa
that, yeah.
Kila
tuned.
mtu alikuwa na kachini.
Amepatiwa hiyo.
anaenda-
So the contract, 2 episodes. So Churchill was all about, yes, in as much as there's goodwill, I'm putting you on.
Alikuwa na
When I'm
shughuli-
funny, come twende.
Yes.
But also, hakuna time ya kubuild your material. Remember, hiyo content unaona, our maboy walikuwa wanaivisha for just one week. And 1 week, for a comedian to be a pro, for you to attain mastery, to call yourself a pro, like a seasoned comedian, you need 10 years in the game. So when him funny, the kid is naturally funny, but he's so green. Technically, ako nje. Technically, ako nje. He's funny, innately funny, but then he does not have the skill set, right? He's not, technically, the joke craft is iko hapa. So the guy is here, he's funny, is playing catch up to his skills. Na huyu boy amepatiwa wiki moja, ni aje, unajua from hii Sunday to hii Sunday unataka kumake TV, kama na joke yako kali. So Churchill, yes, is giving you a platform, but also his
It's not more hands-on.
yeah, it's not, there's no
limited.
capacity building in that aspect. There's no nurturing. There's no capacity building and nurturing. Okay, so how do we build? How do we prop this person up? Become a, you know how like WWE Tambo, like a water boy. Well, they used to prop up just like a random guy. He's not physically gifted. Wanamfanya akuwe title contender because of the PR. That's in a small aspect. I'm not saying
Wala ni ukweli, lakini-
same thing. This is a kid, which is why there's no longevity, right? There's a kid from Dandora.
So they will burn and then crash out.
Yes, there's a kid from Dandora amekam akapiga a 5-minute set moto.
Wasema-
Sema ni aje, kata hiyo, you make TV. There's no, the kid is not financially literate. Wanampatia contracts za kusign. I'm not saying that is what used to happen, but what I do know is these kids were not financially literate. They didn't have any long-term vision, long-term plan. Okay, so I'm funny. I've gotten my first TV deal. What does that entail? What's the long-term game here? What's the long-term play here? How do we scale this thing? That's why I think there's no longevity. Whereas in our comedy scene, the English comedy scene, there's a lot of togetherness.
Yes.
And part of that is also personal initiative, right?
Okay.
How do you teach yourself how to save money and stash some money aside as a creative? How do you source for money? How do you make yourself appealing, to brands? How do you attract brands for everybody? Yeah, let's work together. There's personal initiative, and there's also that capacity building and the nurturing aspect that wasn't present in the Churchill sort of industry. That said,
Is it-
policy is another issue. South Africans, they have comedians are registered
Walai.
in
Wako
SA.
na body yao.
Wako na body. They have a body, right? And they love comedy as an art form. So ad agencies is run by comedians. Where
What?
Yes,
Acha mchezo.
I'm not even joking. So big brands, they contract agencies and go, yo, we want you guys to
Take a
give
gig.
us an ad. And I'm okay, dude. I'll form a writer's room. I'll call stand-ups. Stand-ups, they do that. Then they cast themselves. Most of the comedians in SA have a background in advertising.
Right?
Wengine, I know a guy, shout outs to Mzonke Malule, he's funny. Mzonke, does TV commercials, so good. He's a comedian as well. Moja Klehoko, same thing,
But yeah,
does
kuna running
ads.
ads kwanza.
Yeah, they come up with the concept, they do the scripting and what have you. There's a scene there. There's a scene. There's a policy aspect to it as well.
That even makes
Yeah.
it sustainable. To
Yeah, yeah,
Like when a comedian akiingia in a place that kuna structure,
yeah.
you can count that they're going to be there for a long time.
Kabisa.
How did you start comedy?
Nilikwanga so that I used to I grew up watching Churchill like all of us because we are pretty much in the same age bracket. Yeah, but then Churchill wasn't my sound. I was like, yeah, it's like I never saw like a Churchill.
You didn't aspire
show.
to be like him,
Ulikuwa
but
unasema
you
unasema-
got a bit of inspiration from him.
Not really. I used to enjoy it, massively enjoy it.
Yeah.
But then the first comedian I saw, and I was like, okay, I dig this thing. As John Ribier. John Ribier is my boy. I saw him on
Yeah, it's
YouTube.
cool, yeah.
And I was like, this is my sound. This is my sound.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, shout out to John Ribier and Maina Murumba and Brian Onjoro was the first person to. This guy was the English comedy scene in Nairobi. Brian Onjoro used to perform for 2 hours because there were no other comedians when he was starting out.
Solo.
Bro, he's funny. So so I signed up for the open mic. Brian Onjoro was hosting. So he told me, yo, I'm gonna do 10 minutes, then bring you on. I said, cool. Nilikuwa na bishte yangu panze tumepanda nguso. Tuenda hapa Kenyatta.
Manguso.
Tuko hapa Mbagathi we. So bishte yangu akaniambiaje, yeah?
Unajua ni fala.
Ilikuwa
What's
nguso.
nguso?
What's Nguso?
Nguso ni hizi maza kutoka hapa Mbagathi.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You guys don't know nguso?
Bado
Dr.
sijashika
Frida.
nini-
Nguso ni matatu,
It's-
ni
it's
safu.
It's labeled behind.
Nguso sako.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Ito nguso sako. Ni ngumu South B.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Then you guys are doing well. When mtaa gani?
hey, mimi ni wa Kayole.
Okay. Isi mtaa yako.
Kijana wa mtaani.
Hii mtaa wangu, hii ni mtaa wangu. So nakuzanga naye. So niko kwa mat.
Umeshika nguso.
Bishta yangu ananiambia, buda tunaenda wapi? Kabla tunaenda comedy show. Kudu nini? Na kuperform. Since when? Pia ni leo tu. So tumefika hapo, Brian was like, okay, so I'm doing 10 minutes. Bro, comedy is one of those art forms where when you see somebody doing it, it looks easy. That's because that person is a master. He's making it look easy. Bro.
How did your crowd respond?
My dog, I saw Brian Onjoro do 10 minutes live. Nilienda nje nikabishta yangu. Next time I have an idea like that, punch me in the face.
Wallahi.
But then my boy was like, nichapie set yako. I did my set. My boy was like, yeah, it's funny. I think you can hang in there with these guys. So Brian called me up. The show went okay, right? Because you never really know how you do on the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have no preference base. You don't know how killing feels like. You don't know how bombing feels
Do you
like.
realize like when you have stage fright ama kitu kama hiyo ama inakujanga tu natural?
Hapo stage fright nilikuwa nayo. I forgot my bits, man.
Unajolea kwa set.
No, I didn't.
Did the crowd?
They loved me.
Yeah.
They loved me because Brian was like, oh yeah, he's a new kid, the first time doing this thing. Please be kind to him. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cute. It wasn't like funny. It was like, oh my God, this dude is funny. I was like, yeah,
Give him grace, kiddo.
yeah, give him grace, kiddo. Go cut him some slack. Yeah, but then that's all you need, bro. When I feel like the first time can either make you or break you. You know, because you need the love and the community, man. After the set, after my set, Justine Wanda shout outs came up to me and
shout out
said,
Justine.
dude, you did so well. So this is what we do. We have open mics where we chonga the mistari, we help each other with notes and
This was the creation of the laugh bar.
Punchline.
no, before that. This was Punchline Comedy Club.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was Punchline Comedy Club. I was in 2018, bro.
Wallahi.
Yeah.
Ulianza na punchline that?
Yeah. I
Damn,
started, I was
that's a long time
21.
ago.
Yeah.
You're about to
What
clock
did you
10.
do?
Yeah?
You're about to clock 10 years now.
Manze, that's
No,
really-
7.
Bro,
Because of the
that's a long
2018.
time.
20
So
This is in
2018
2 years,
2018 November. Then 2019 I did it. 2020 we had the COVID gap here.
Yeah.
Oh, so you didn't.
So yeah. So I'm doing comedy a little over 7 years now. Yeah, a little over
Ile show ya
7, 6,
MC
7.
ilikuwa lini?
Yeah.
Ile show ya MC, that was your first show.
Yeah, that was the first show I curated myself.
Yes.
Like
your
like a
special.
like yes. So it's 3 years into the game, 2022.
True, yes.
Right. I decided it's time for me to try and build my community, because the other lineups were just lineup shows where it's a bunch of comedians and you're on the lineup, which is good because when you're starting out, you have to start by crawling.
Basically, your sparring
But I
session.
think that's when I saw you first.
YMCA. Well, yeah,
Online though.
yes.
That was late. That was the actual first show where I saw him perform in front of a crowd, and bro, it's a shout out.
Do you
Thanks, man.
do you
We
ever
had 40 people there.
40 people,
40.
Mbogi, Kiba yote.
40. My shout outs to this
Do you
guys.
ever get like creative block, some sort, and how do you go around it?
Yeah, comedians have the worst form of creative block, right? Because we are afraid of bombing. Bombing on stage is when you go on stage and none of the jokes are working. So this is how
So the crowd goes silent.
yeah, it's uncomfortable, but we know, we love it now. Now we see it as a funny thing. When you're starting out, you look at bombing as a life and death situation. So the creative block and how it manifests for stand-ups is, so this is how we build material. Ukona ka joke moja, say it's like 3 minutes, right? And you have a 5-minute set. So two bits, 2 minutes, the other bit 3 minutes, right? You have this, when you're starting out now, you go on stage, you perform the 5 minutes as much as you can. When I perform back in Akua, Kali, right? Unairudia. Repetition. This is what I'm telling you. The Churchill show, mechanics of doing the thing was anti-comedy in the long term. It was fulfilling in the short term, but in the long, it was detrimental to the scene and the art form. So now, you do it. You learn how jokes work. You learn how,
Variations.
exactly. Because we record all our sets.
Oh,
Yeah, we record all our sets on our
pre-record.
audio. Hey, unaiweka hapo. So you go home, you play back. You have a playback. You listen to it. You go, oh yeah, this part got a laugh. I didn't even know it was funny. I was expecting this other part to get a laugh. Oh, this is funny.
so you build on
So
that.
wait,
Yeah.
you do the recording while you're live?
No, so unaweka kwa simu, unaweka tu simu
Or
record.
like, let's say, no,
Yeah.
this is what I'm trying to understand.
Right.
You're on stage.
Yeah.
Sio?
Yeah.
You're performing. Are you recording at the same time?
Recording your set?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're performing, might as well just record. Unaweka tu simu hapo and you just record your set.
okay.
Unaweka tu hapa.
The audio.
No, you're present, you're performing, but in a record too in the background. You're at home like, okay, let me see how that went. Okay, so this part.
I can improve.
Comedy is so complex, right? We have this thing called the economy of words, where it's like, okay, get to the joke first. This word is not adding to the joke. This word is funnier than this. So Jerry Seinfeld has this, creative process of coming up with jokes where he goes, oh yeah. So the first one is the playful, phase. Where it's just like dumping ideas on paper. This is funny. Let's go see how this goes. It's funny.
And building a rapport.
Yes. Then he takes the material on stage. And where you're just like, effing around. You're just messing around with the people. Yeah, you don't care if you bomb. But that's a master. I don't care if I bomb. Because I know I'm funny. You get that validation from work and from from a lot of shows under your belt. So you take the material on stage, in the creative phase. Like, okay, I didn't know this part was funny, but ilipata laughs from the recordings. This part got a laugh. This part is not funny. Cut it out. I must substitute this word for this word. Then that's the clinical phase of the creative process now. It's like, so now I have to sit down and look at the economy of words. How can I get to the joke fast? How can I have more LPMs, laughs per minute? Get to the joke fast. Papa, how many laughs can I get?
Joke na terminologies naitwa LPM.
Yeah, it's complex.
It's like research for like a 9 to 5 again.
It's a 9 to 5. So this part here and this part here now. The playful part, unakaa chini unaeka hivi, right? So the creative block inakujanga when like a solid hour. Like every year I challenge myself to do an hour, right? So after the worst part, Kitambo used to think the worst part, the worst space to be in is after you've done an hour special and now you have nothing. You're building from scratch. So you're on stage, you have like 10 minutes to do.
Yeah,
You have like
nothing to say.
you have new jokes you're working on, they're not hitting home. Then you go, it's so easy for you to revert back to the jokes that work. The previous hour, you pull out one joke from that
Yeah.
and go, let me just do this. We call them doggies.
And those
Those my doggies
doggy
ni my
style.
doggy.
ina happen in real time.
Nikali.
You're going back.
Those ni kali. Umbwa kali. We call
Niyo
them-
yote ina happen in real time.
Yeah. So, but then so a pro comedian now has the awareness to go when I'm
To read
when
the
I'm-
room, basically.
to read the room and to go when I'm trying out new bits. I don't just open with a new joke. I will do a killer bit to begin with to earn your trust, so that you guys can go, oh yeah, this dude is funny. So that you can lower your guard. I mean, I just don't know. They know I'm funny. You know, they F with me. So I can do a
throw in
mediocre.
the
I can
other
do a new
ones.
joke because it's a psychology thing.
Yeah.
Now that the first joke is funny, you guys think
You
that
pull them in
Yeah,
first.
you guys give me grace.
First,
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you do the new stuff in the middle. Then you close with a banger, a fire joke. Then they go, oh yeah. So that the overall average, the average of your set, is something decent. Oh yeah, that's a good show. You guys go, yeah, that's a good show. Comedians go, that was an okay show. I did new shit.
Can I
in
ask
the-
you something?
In the middle, and it bombed. But you guys didn't see that because you're not.
We were not part of the creative process
Yes.
to understand it.
Yes.
Like, wait, before you ask that question, that sounds like a toxic relationship. You're getting people in.
We are roping you in.
You're roping people in
We
and
love
then-
bombing you.
love
In
bombing.
the first month, then it's like, okay, back to default settings.
Sasa, there's a number of content creators in Kenya
Right.
where you can see the skits that they perform are very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think such kind of people would be able to stand in front of a lineup of an audience and perform?
But
Like,
those are
good
different
example.
crafts.
It's okay, different craft, but just to challenge and get out of that
Okay,
comfort
yeah,
zone.
yeah.
You understand? Like mtuka crazy Kena, tukimwambia wewe
Nah.
stage ndo hii, fanya. Do you think you'll accomplish it?
I think stand-up comedy, like everything else, is a skill that can be learned. It can be learned, but so it's a different.
Can't or can?
It can be. You can learn stand-up,
Okay,
but
kwa serious,
the
sahivi
degree to
Walai,
which
mimi naweza chekesha mbaya.
there's two aspects as well. There's the innate talent. Like your example, Crazy Kenna is a funny dude, right? But then there's this other aspect of, does he have the mental fortitude to really suck at this stand-up thing before he can actually become better at this thing? I'll tell you who I think can be a dope stand-up comedian.
And he hasn't done it.
Chebet Rono. Rono is funny.
Yeah, I've seen
But
that.
if she can be able to go, yo, I'm willing to suck at comedy, stand-up comedy,
Yeah.
for at least 2 years, 3 years before I am decent at this thing, then that can be achieved. But you can't. Stand-up is a beast. Stand-up is a beast. Even I'm seeing creators now who are building communities, in other, forms of comedy, like sketch comedy, trying to do a special.
Like
Drewski is a funny guy,
natural.
but then, he talks funny. But then stand-up is a skill, my guy. How do you curate a whole act? With continuity, with flow, with transitions, with smooth segues from one bit to another.
Are there like
then they
different
align-
styles though? Because ukiona how Fluffy,
Right.
the
Yeah.
chubby guy,
Yeah.
executes his comedy style
Yeah.
is very different from how Dave would
Chappelle,
execute it.
yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
different from how this young kid anaitwa nani, the white kid who tries
Oh,
alienda ile
Matribe.
gym, alienda ile
Yeah,
gym
anaitwa
ya
Matrife.
Matribe.
My tribe.
Matribe,
Yeah.
yeah.
All like there's so many different styles.
Yeah.
What do you think makes an individual pick like a select?
Bro, Dave Chappelle kwanza yake ni like when you try to think about it, I don't think it's
Is
like
it
a
is it
normal
a
mind.
personality
You know, he
issue?
starts the joke before the actual story.
Right.
Like I slapped him on the. You remember that joke?
Yeah.
And then he goes all the way to explain it how it happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not normal.
It's fire. you said something interesting.
I
You
was
think
thinking
it's a personality?
Like, my observation, and
Yeah.
you're the expert here. But I think for me, I enjoy comedy when that person becomes themselves. Like there's a way Adam is. I think that's why I was drawn to your comedy.
Right.
You're not outside who you are. You're authentic, and you're using your
Originality.
personality to. You're building on your personality to bring out the joke, because I don't
Right.
think anyone can bring out a joke as much as you.
Yes.
You know, like there's a special way Adam does it, and that's why I like Dave Chappelle. Let's look at two Black Americans, like Dave Chappelle and Fox.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Right. Uncle Jamie.
Wako very different.
Yeah.
But there's a way Jamie Foxx does it,
Right.
and you can track him from how he, not only the comedy, but how he acts.
Yeah.
How he's just different. There are
Yeah.
different people with different personalities, with different expressions.
Right.
But we can maybe share.
Yeah. I think yeah.
So you mentioned like kuna several styles, and let's say I wanted to get into comedy. What is needed for me to understand crowd control? And what is crowd control?
Right. Okay. So two questions, Apple. Kuna your crowd work, and there's that question of which we have different comedic
Approaches.
voices and archetypes, right? So when you're starting out, you do what you're attracted to. There's a sound that you just know it's yours. I want to talk about this thing. If you find yourself gravitating towards one particular subject, like relationships, fine, do that, right? But then there's also, again, creative ambition, where it's like, and growth and evolving. You look at yourself when you're starting out. And when I was starting out, I used to do jokes about me being a Somali, right? And I slowly grew out of that, which I still do, but it's like this growth, right? Now I do a lot of personal stuff, because I feel like that's personal stuff is really funny,
And
that should be more relatable, and that should be the base for everything else that you do. Creative, comedic archetypes, different styles, and whatever you decide to do. Sometimes the universe decides what type of comedian you're going to be, or you're going to sound like.
Yeah.
You're a handsome fella.
Thank you.
Yeah. Right? So you're a likable guy. We have different components that make a set, that make a comedian, right? There's charisma, there's charm, there's likability, there's funny, right? Sometimes you may not be as funny as this guy from a joke-craft perspective.
Yeah.
But you're charming, man. You go on stage. Say 2 comedians go on stage. You and Imran. Imran, takes out the mic, is like, hey, what's going on, everybody? Then you just, machine gun your jokes and dip.
Yes, a nice was it.
Mo goes on stage. Hey, how's it going, everybody? You guys look absolutely awesome, man. Look at this guy right here. It's a handsome dude right here. Hey, are you single, my guy? Is that your lady right there? You do the thing,
Matchmaking.
right? Not even matchmaking. Yeah. You don't even have a joke. You're just making these people feel
Comfortable.
loved. Hey, look at this guy. Shout outs. You're on stage, somebody walks out when you just, gotten on stage. You're like, hey, come back. I just got here. Where are you going? Come on, not on my side. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So immediately, this dude is more likable. You have one thing going for you, right? There's that. There's a lot of components that, make a comedian, right? And, good comedians, look within. You look at yourself and go, okay, what do I give off? How do I come off even before I say a word? You can get away with doing jokes about relationships and like therapy stuff because you're a well put together person, and do you know what I mean? It's kind of like how a comedian who's like 45. It's fitting for this person to talk about elections and tell people how to vote.
In marriage.
Because in marriage, and employment and retirement benefits. But we don't want a 21-year-old comedian telling me
About
how to
pensions.
vote, how to get
Misery
insurance. It's
pensions.
like, what do you know, my guy?
Or
You're
relatable.
barely alive. You know, you're 21. Do
Japona kitovu.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why don't you instead, tell us about your campus life, about how hard it is to get a lady, to get a girl when you're broke. That's more fitting. There's that authenticity and there's that genuineness that should accompany your set. Because we don't give audiences enough credit for being smart. They are, bro. Audiences can see BS from from a mile away. They'll know, okay, Mo is not divorced. Why are you doing jokes about divorce? You're young. You're barely 30. Why are you doing jokes about being divorced? We are 30. I'm 28. I can do a joke about dating campus girls. Makes a lot of sense. A person who's 35 can do a joke about
His
dating.
divorce.
Huh?
Fast divorce.
Fast divorce. I'm dating single moms. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you've got to be. There's a lot of factors that make a comedian. Frida, you're talking about Dave Chappelle and like different styles. Dave Chappelle versus Jamie Foxx. It's different, and also it's a choice thing, and it's how you. It's how you approach comedy, and it's how you evolve into comedy as well. Dave Chappelle, young Dave Chappelle was a funny dude.
Sana. But the Chappelle show nakumbuka?
Yeah.
Mimi nilikuwa napenda
That
the
is Chappelle show.
mbaya.
From a stand-up perspective,
Yeah.
Chappelle, young Dave Chappelle, was all about jokes. He used to do impressions.
Skits.
He used to do skits, scandal with the Chappelle show, but on stage, he was animated. He was really doing movements, because
No stories.
nobody knew who Dave Chappelle was. So he was doing everything he could to survive and to make a name for himself. Dave Chappelle now has a name,
Yeah.
right? He can afford to sit back, tell us a story for 10 minutes without like a big laugh. But like we trust him to go.
Enough to know that it's going to
leading
land.
up to a
It's
massive
gonna slap.
because confidence is gotten from competence and work.
Wow.
Like we know Chappelle is funny. He's proved to us this dude is funny. So if you pale, you can go, oh yeah, I'll tell you guys a story. Tell us big story, like a huge chunk.
builds it up,
Yes, it's the build up. Whereas a comedian who's not known knows these niggas don't know
don't
who
have
I
time.
am. I've got 5 minutes to show them I'm not an idiot, So bam, bam, bam. So that influences how you write comedy. That influences your style of comedy. We have, one-liners. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. It's like ta ta ta. Set up punchline. Then we have storytellers. Storytellers are more, it varies. Is all I'm trying to say. And there's a lot of factor to that. Is the likability and what have you. And
I wanted to ask you this.
sorry for going on and on about
No,
it.
it's okay. And like
You're
right now,
geeking really well.
Yeah.
if you had to give us your top 10
Right.
globally, your top 10 comedians globally,
All time.
all time, and then your top 10 comedians
Locally. No, you're putting him on the spot.
No, I'll not list them as top 10. I'll just list them as comedians I dig, and the list evolves.
Okay.
When I was getting into comedy, I used to watch a lot of American stuff, Hollywood stuff, because that is the ones we had access to. But then I got to perform with a South African guy in Dumiso Lindi, and I was so mind blown, Frida. I was like, yo, Africans are fire, fire comedians. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, it's so relatable. He's a South African, yes, but the way he's telling these stories, this is a genuine African experience. So I was like, so I started looking within, our continent, started consuming a lot of South African comedians and comedy. So yeah, Mpo Pops, it's funny. I think it's the funniest dude in SA. It's funny, dude is funny. Bro, like I'm talking about how, how there's like a balance of the two where you can have charisma and everything and also be, have stage presence and be
And the craft
like an
is on top,
intellectual
yeah.
comedian. Mpo Pops has both. He's a cerebral comedian where he's talking about complex stuff, but he can also be a clown. He's a dumb dude, but then he's smart and dumb at the same time. Robbie Collins does the same. Robbie Collins, same. Luis Ogola, OG. Those are three South African comedians. Maina Murumba is a Kenyan stand-up comedian. He's so funny, bruh. And he's got range. Maina Murumba is probably one of the best joke writers I know. Dude, oh my God. The joke craft perspective, from my joke craft POV, he's the best. Maina Murumba is the best. He has this joke where he goes, and the things he used, like very simple things, double entendre. Like this word can have 2 meanings. So he has a joke where he goes, growing up, my father had fuck you money.
Oh, I've seen it.
Like every time we'd go ask for money from him, he'd go, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You know? So here, fuck you money, he goes, fuck you, it's generational wealth. But then it takes it
like,
literally. It's like, fuck you, fuck all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it takes you this side, then takes you this side.
It's a misdirect. You know, it's like
That's awesome.
He's so funny. I consume a lot of Tony Rock. Tony Rock is the brother of
to Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. I think he's funnier
It's
than
funny
Chris.
like Chris.
I
I've
think
always
so.
said it, yeah.
And the OG Richard Pryor.
I love
That's
that.
my goat. Richard Pryor is my. Of course, I love Chappelle, but Richard Pryor is my goat. Let's talk about white people for a change.
Steve O'Neill. There's a guy. I've forgotten the name. Okay.
For white, I've been
Props guy,
really.
Jeff Dunham.
Bilbao.
Huh?
Jeff Dunham with his whatever,
Puppets.
No, is it they're called puppets? No,
With ventriloquist.
The
Ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's not his language.
not.
I've learned something from Adam.
So my
today.
sound.
not his sound.
Bilbao.
Bilbao is funny. Bilbao is funny,
I
but
love Bilbao. He's
Mat-
authentic.
Matrice.
Dev Patel. No, Matt Rife is just.
No.
See, Matt Rife, going back to what we're talking about. Matt Rife is a charismatic guy. He's a likable guy. He's a handsome dude. He's a likable guy. It's so easy to root for this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to work as hard. He's funny. So that
So
affects
he's
how he
pretty
writes.
It's subjective.
Little pretty pleasure. Please do.
I see what you did there. Shout out. I see.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah.
I'm slow.
About time, brother.
I'm slow.
Yeah, he's funny. So I've been enjoying Dave Attell is the goat. Dave Attell, Louis C.K.
Yeah, Louis
and
CK is awesome. love,
this guy Rob Schneider. He's so funny.
Sean Gillis.
Rob is good.
Shane Gillis is funny. Shane Gillis is funny. He's a funny white boy.
Twende local.
Yeah.
But watano local, regardless of the order, like you can just put them.
Maina Murumba, Doug Mutai, George Waweru. Chinese is funny as hell.
Shout out Kisiangani.
That shows. Kisangani is a funny dude. Shout outs. Mamito is funny.
Yeah, dude. To be honest, if I was to select like the OGs, even I'd put Mamito as an OG as well.
He's an OG. Mamito's an OG. What are you talking about? A pioneer, visionary.
There's this
Napenda
guy.
Mamito
And
sana.
shout out to
really
Mamito.
does
Mamito
it.
is one of the only comedian
across
who made the
different-
transition from like Churchill to like our comedy scene.
Yeah, I don't think
and
there's a
seamlessly without struggling.
I think skits ako top.
jokes.
Stand-ups.
Jokes ako
Yeah, stand-up
top.
yake.
Stand-up ako
Stand-up
top.
yake fiti.
She has range.
Yeah.
There's this guy.
Shitty should try stand-up. I genuinely believe natural funny person. Shitty. Do you know how much like people consume shitty content? Like a lot. You quote him on a daily.
Memes.
You talk to him.
I love them.
Yeah.
Yes.
But shitty, he goes even off script. Hata ukisikiza unasema hii kitu hajaandikwa na mtu. It's just in his mind. So if he would have tried, shitty would have.
Yeah, because nobody thinks what Shitty says. Ati kwa majina nije Shitty aka kolongolo mayaye. Who's
Yeah.
you can't think what Shitty is an acquired taste.
Mimi mseo ni mada man.
Ati unajisikia. You know, it's like Shitty has given us more memes.
Shetani ya kulame.
Shetani bro, who thinks about that?
Mayday ndo ilimaliza.
Alisema nini? What's the sound? Shitty is the most memeable personality we have in Kenya. he has contributed to Kenya's pop culture and meme culture. Like,
The True Households of Kawangware. I don't know why that show is so underrated. Baka leo.
There's this
You know,
guy.
I quote those guys almost every day.
yeah.
Mi nilikuwa nakalia chini bro kwa TV. Nasikiza tu kina it started with Njugu Sharo. Njugush is also awesome.
Right.
And then kina Shiti Kajairo also is a legend. Was it? Sharo Kajairo. I used to love Kajairo.
There's this guy atujataja. Anaitwa TY ama?
Ty.
Ty.
Ty is funny.
Yashiro. I love
Yeah,
Ty.
Ty is a funny dude.
Kwanza he when he references watu wa mlima gets
Akona
me.
jokes fitting. Yeah.
Ty
Ty.
has in of all the comedians I've mentioned,
Politics.
no, Ty has the most range. He
Over
can
Mamito?
tackle. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not in terms of in terms of
Diversifying.
no, yeah.
In the
terms
comedy,
of-
in the standard
I'm
comedy.
talking about in terms
On
of
set.
subject matter in comedy and what he tackles in stand-up, not outside stand-up. Because Mamiro has range. He does
Outside
skits.
stand-up, yeah.
Ty does not do a lot of skits, but in comedy, in stand-up, Ty has the most range. He tackles politics. He tackles. He has jokes about Somalis, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Congolese people, watu wa Murima. Like he's so like the subject matter that he tries to tackle is just
Massive.
wide. He has that creative ambition. I'd
Talk
say.
to us about the transition to radio. Shout out to being on radio.
Yeah, man. Alhamdulillah. I'm on radio now. It's been awesome, man. It's been a learning experience, man. Because you think man, radio is a whole beast. It's a science on its own where you have to learn. I've been having a lot of fun just learning.
Where are you? Which radio?
Radio
People
Generation
don't know.
Kenya. I'm a presenter at Radio Generation Kenya. I have a show every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. called The Saturday Social with myself, Adam Abdi, and my lovely co-host, Chess Thusi. Right? So, yeah. Radio Generation Kenya, 88.8 Nairobi. That's our frequency. We're newly in Garissa, 89.5, and Mombasa, 90.7. Also streamed to
On YouTube.
on YouTube and Twitter. Yeah, it's been awesome. It's listen, I went in there, we had the meeting with the bosses and I was like, yeah, like I've never been on radio before. And the mentality I had going into that was, I'm a sponge, man. I'm going to absorb and try and keep an open mind and learn as much as I can, right? I'm always there trying to volunteer, trying to, push myself. Now, if I'm not consuming comedy stuff. I'm consuming radio stuff. Like I go back, and just like binge on Kiss 100 archives and their playlists on their YouTube. I'm like, okay, it's just learning from the greats. I watch a lot of Capital Extra, the London
OGs,
radio
Rubber
shows
Ranks.
and whatever. Yeah, just trying to, it's fun. It's awesome. Just my friends are calling me, telling me, "Oh yeah, I was driving, and you came on the radio," and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is
that's
fire.
awesome.
This is fire." Yeah.
Seems like
Sometimes we it's been awesome, man. Just learning on the job. Shout outs to my bosses. They've
out
been
to
so much patient with me, and because you do your funny, you'll grow into this. Like everything else, radio is also a skill. It's a science and a skill.
So it takes time.
It takes time. It takes time. What I was sounding when I joined radio and what I'm sounding right now, totally different. It's like, I'm growing into it.
Until there's much more to grow.
Yeah. I did a traffic update juicy, bro. Like,
traffic update.
right. I had to learn traffic vocabulary. What is a snarl up? Oh, there's a bit of a snarl up along Waiyaki Way. Look at that. And you have to fake that radio voice. You know that radio voice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unachill tu hivi na wewe kidogo tuko hapo wasoko wa studio.
Yeah.
Alafu
Unasikia.
tuna countdown ina come. Alafu ngoma ina come, so you have to ngoma inacheza.
Unazungusha.
Ukikam. Wasikia Chris Brown right there the jump as just like what?
Yeah.
This is not how I sound. Sometimes I just go into character. Yeah.
Interesting.
When I'm talking to
Have
somebody,
you ever thought of doing like a Peter Griffin sound
Peter
on
Griffin.
a radio?
Not really.
They're
Can you
called.
try?
You can try it exclusively here.
Exclusive. Off air.
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
Or off air.
Off air. But yeah, it's been
Yeah,
a
amazing
really
journey.
wholesome and dope
Shout out
experience.
to our co-host Rania as well.
Hey, shout out to my home girl, Rania Abdi. So, Adan, guys, imagine this is my impression of Rania. So, Adan, oh my God, Nairobi men, Ebu Wata, yes, Rania, shout outs, my G.
Tell us about the show that's coming up. That's scheduled, I think, after Eid.
Yes.
Super details.
Right. So the show is called Aden. The show is called Aden and Friends. So it's me and my really hilarious friends. We have Mamito on the lineup. Dag Mutai, who's the founder of the Nairobi Laugh, on the lineup. Amandip Jagde, shout out, a funny guy. George Waweru, my favorite. On the one of my faves on the lineup. We have Emmanuel Kisiangani.
Shout out Kisiangani.
Shout out
Kisiangani is the opening act.
It's the songs.
No. It's just so the theme is Legends Edition. These are legends of the Kenyan comedy scene, right? So I'm paying homage to these people, right? So it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter. All of them get to do the equal amounts of time. Everybody's doing 20 minutes.
Okay.
Like 20 minutes of Mamito, Dag, Amandip, George Waweru, and Kisiangani. I'll do my 20 up top. Then I'll be coming in, doing minutes, just to introduce them, in between the acts. So the show's going to be fire. It's happening the day after Eid. Eid, spend Eid with your family. Go outside, share love, happiness with your family. But on Saturday, that's the plan. What are you doing? The show is happening on the 21st of March, Saturday, at the National Museum of Kenya. Tickets are moving really fast and can be gotten on my website, adanabdi.com. You guys don't want to miss this. Nawakaribisha sana Dr. Frida, hoping to see you
I'll be
there.
there.
Karibu
We'll all
sana.
be there.
We'll all be there.
Shout outs to shout outs to the Laughing Lab Codes, man. These people have been standing with me ever since. You guys are my numero uno. My day ones, my guy.
For sure.
Allahumma barak.
Lazima.
Barak.
Before you finish,
Before we finish, we gotta talk about Happy Habibis, guys.
Yeah.
Hey.
Tell me, how did it come up?
Yeah, because it's actually booming and it's doing so well. So shout out to Adesh for that.
what is Happy Habibi?
Happy, let him intro. Let him talk about it.
Right. So Happy Habibis is a fun content network. Right. So I've always had this idea of having one umbrella content network that's going to house all my creative ambitions and projects. Because sometimes, you start something, but then you grow out of it. It's like, okay, this was dope while it lasted. You grow this thing to this particular space. Then you're like, you know what? I'm going to get somebody else to run this while I start this other thing. This is my new interest. So Happy Habibis is that. So Happy Habibis is that content network that's going to house everything Adam Abdi does. It's going to be producing my comedy shows, Happy Habibis, Happy Habibis, street interviews and what have you, the content you've been seeing online. That's just one arm of Happy Habibis, right? I'm going to launch another show soon with different mics branded all under Happy Habibis. So Happy Habibis is that, right? And the reason why I'm going outside shooting, interviews with people is because I love being outside. Imagine I shot 8 episodes of the Happy Habibis podcast in a studio setup. But then I was like, I feel boxed in the studio. I want to be outside talking to people,
Yeah.
I also part of the thinking was I really wanted a content format that was more community facing, where I'm talking to just random people I find on the street. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Happy Habibis, man. What's your story? Tell us. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, Ruto anafaa kuwa, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, talk to us about this thing. Unapata na mwingine ako pale ako cheki manzie Bruno Fernandes anafaa kutoka Man U. It's like, that's a funny thing. You know what I mean? What's our game talking. But for the most part, we're a fun content
So it's
network.
more of a raw, uncut.
Raw and cut, but we try to keep it fun and happy.
Yeah.
Which is communicated in like the logos and the colors. It's a happy color.
Yeah.
You're trying
Where
to
can I find Happy Habibi?
IG.
On all platforms?
TikTok, IG. What's crazy? We're doing about 600K plays in the last month.
What?
600?
Yeah, 600k views, video views,
What?
and
That is
on
insane.
TikTok and Insta. That's mine. And we just started shooting content
This Ramadan.
when Ramadan started, like literally the day before Ramadan.
So that's less than 30 days.
Less than 30 days.
Oh,
It's been awesome. It's community facing. That's why I think it's getting a lot of love.
Yeah.
Because people see people like them. Oh yeah, I saw my boy on this thingy.
Yeah.
So Aden is completely removed from this. It's not about me. It's about
community, yeah.
it's about you guys. What are the vibes? Ni nini hamtaki kuona watu wakivaa EED? Wacheki manze watu wakuvaa hizi viatu Imran amevaa wanafaa kuacha. You know. Can we get a close up on this, you know?
Maze, ukiangalia
It's
vizuri.
giving Maalin Duksi.
Ah,
It's
it's
giving
Bridgerton.
what Bridgerton?
What?
It's giving
Viatu zimeenda shule.
Kadi yako ya men's conference nafa kurevoke.
Kadi iko
talk
bado.
about ya nini?
Mnaingilia Imran sana.
No, it's true. Always bring up Bridgerton.
No, sini like Bridgerton shoes.
Oh, by the way, una consuming Bridgerton?
Bro, mimi nakaga chini hivi naona so. Wachana Bridgerton. So, unakumbuka so?
What is so?
He's trying to convince us with the horror movie.
Oh.
Unajaribu confuse algorithm.
No, confuse
No.
algorithm.
Imran yeye umejiingiza.
We are familiar with the
No
game.
chiki so mimi. No chiki vitu.
Actually, I watch Bridgerton, but I also listen to Wakadinali. No, it
Doesn't work.
doesn't work like that. Koradako.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've come to the end of it. Maze, thank you so much for dropping by.
Thank you so much.
We're looking forward to the show.
Guys, grab your tickets. We're
grab your
running out of them.
We're definitely going to be there on Saturday. Which
Yeah.
date?
21st of March.
21st of March.
Yeah. Thank you
See you
so
there.
much for having me, Dr. Frida.
It's been awesome,
Dr.
guys.
Imran, and Dr. Mo. Let's go.